For those that utilize the WordPress integration with your GroupLife account, we have provided a few ways for you to link GroupLife information into your WordPress installation. The two are separate systems, but we do have an integration that allows you to show key things. And one of the key things that we provide is that of being able to display an event calendar on your pages. So what that essentially means is that in as much as you can create a calendar of events in your GroupLife site, you can create groups and then start attaching events to those groups. Those same calendars that display group events can be shown on your website, on your WordPress site. So let's walk through how you would do that. So first off, I'm looking at a website here, and we've taken a calendar and applied it to the site. And so I'm going to walk through how that's done using the plugin. So each one of these sites that has this integration enabled that we provide for you includes this GroupLife plugin. The base plugin simply just captures some administrative data that's used to make sure that all these other functions work. So what you see here is an API key that authenticates the WordPress site to the back end. There's a URL, which effectively is the same URL that we're on. And then there's a site ID. This is the unique site ID for the account. Now keep in mind, you should never have to touch this. This is preset for you when your account's created. So the reason I'm showing you this is because if you're finding that things aren't showing up the way you expect them to, it might be because this information is missing. You want to contact support and make sure that these data points are added. But once these are in place and once all the plugins are enabled, you'll have this calendars plugin. And within the calendars plugin, you have these options of creating new calendars. Now, you can create as many calendars as you want. These calendars can be for different purposes, be filtered in different ways. But in general, you might just have one calendar for your website. And with that calendar, I'm going to open up one of these, the entire church event calendar. With all the calendars, you have the ability, obviously, to give a name to it. You don't have to necessarily have a body for it down here in the bottom. But what you do have to have, what's very critical, is the selection of a group that from which events will be pulled. And so in this case, we're telling the GroupLife calendar or the WordPress calendar to pull the events from the entire church group. Of course, there's a bunch of groups we can choose from, but this is the selection that we've made. You could also go a little bit further and filter the events based upon tags that are applied to them. In another video, we talk about how you can add tags to events to improve searching. You see here, this is an entire church event. I've added this tag for website, and so if you wanted to, when you're editing your calendar or creating your calendar, you can add this tag and say that you want to only show events for the entire church or in the entire church group that have the tag for website. And if you do that, then again, only those events will show up. But in most cases, you would create a group that has events in it that you want to show to the public, to your general public. And so this is what we have. So now we have the the calendar created, and then we have this short code. If you know anything about WordPress, short codes are a big feature, or at least a very common thing you'll see throughout various configurations. So what short codes allow you to do is they allow you to pull in information from a plugin function within the body of the page. I'm going to show you that in action right now. So I have this calendar ID. It's pulling from the entire church, and I'm just going to update it just for the sake of saving it. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy that short code. And all I'm going to do is drop the short code into the body of one of my pages. Now, every site that comes with GroupLife, every WordPress site comes with the Elementor plugin. For the purposes of using short codes and having pages that have these calendars on them, we're going to recommend that you don't use the Elementor editor when editing those pages, because it creates kind of some weird formatting. So in this case, I have the events page. Notice it's not an Elementor page. See, and some of these pages are Elementor, other ones are not. Other videos talk about the difference between the two. But I'm going to go and edit the events page. And again, I'm using the standard WordPress editor. And here, I've already done it in this case, but I've dropped in that shortcode. So I have the calendar ID, the shortcodes in place, the events there, and now I can just actually go look at this page in real time. So how do I get and preview this? New tab. All right, so here we are. Here's the event calendar. You can see it here. And here are the two events that are on the calendar that are made public. And I can click on them and view them just like I would if I was on the back end, on the Group Life side. I can interact with these events as they appear. And so that's how you add a calendar to your WordPress site. It's very straightforward. Should be hopefully easy to understand. If you have any questions about it, of course, feel free to reach out to us via the chat bubble inside your account.